Hey guys, welcome back to Fandom Sage Powers, where we discuss comics, heroes, villains, and the Dawn. We've reached Wolverine, issue number 3, and we're clawing our way through right now. Did you know, in Dante's Inferno, adamantine was the name of the metal forged into the gates of hell? That's so. Fitting, I should say, given your sulfurous personality. Ha! That was a joke. I can make jokes, you know. Blob, didn't I tell you to keep the tap flowing? Sorry, you're hard to keep up with. We should really do this more often, Logan. We have so much in common after all. We play the hero and the villain, as one does when one has been around a long time. And we've certainly been around a long, long time. It's important for us to take a breather now and then, share time, not just as colleagues, but as, dare I say it, friends. Sweet dreams, bub. I'll be taking that. You didn't see nothing, Blob. Got that? Nothing. I saw nothing. The Flower Cartel is responsible for the illegal theft and distribution of krakoa's life-saving medicines on the black market, using their psionic enforcer known only as the Pale Girl. To control the minds of anyone in their way, they turned Wolverine against his teammates and left him catatonic in Alaska. Recovered by CIA agent Jeff Bannister, the pair found they had a common enemy in the Flower Cartel and soon hatched a plan to find the organization. Sailing into the Pacific with the medicine shipment as bait, the two hunted the Flower Cartel until the Pale Girl turned Wolverine against Bannister. I lived a lot of lives, and each and every one of them, I wished I was someone else, someplace else. Some versions of me been weaker, some stronger, some sadder, some wilder, some dripping with poison and hate. I've been a soldier in many armies, been a hermit with no concern but myself. But the thing that's always the same, no matter what kind of mess I'm in, no matter what odd and broken bits of my brain remain, no matter where and when I find myself, is gut instinct. That's always been my true north, the compass I chase. Because somebody who takes the time to think out and plan ahead is somebody who believes in a better future. I've never been that guy, but I'm trying to be that guy now. That's why this time, I had a plan. Of course, I wanted to put a stop to the pedal hijackings. Of course, I have a score to settle with the Pale Girl. But more than that, I'm here to bring down the whole machine of the Flower Cartel. No, 100% no. 1000% no. Though I do love seeing you grovel, so feel free to continue. Maybe try showering me with heart-shaped compliments and see if that works. But it won't. Not after last time, and the time before that. I am sick to death of dying. In fact, I'm bored with it. Did you hear me? Death is boring. Scared? 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 You and the rest of the clueless olds have no sway over me. Don't think for a second you can manipulate the master manipulator. Quentin. Salutations, cuckoos. I mean, how you doing, ladies? We just wanted to say how hot it is that you're taking on the Pale Girl. Everyone's talking about it, saying she's the true Omega. More powerful even than Jean? That's not true. So, you're not going to take her down. We wouldn't blame you after what happened last time. Of course I'm going to take her down, because she's not an Omega. You're hyping up a knockoff brand. This so-called Pale Girl is nothing but a human-shaped sack of mayonnaise. Do you have the slightest inkling as to what I'm capable of, what it truly means to be an OG Omega, I can make your whole body feel like your tongue does after a bite of chocolate. Or I could tear the moon apart with a snap of my fingers. Well, flirt with the kid another minute or two, and we're good. He's in. We did this for you. Now you better follow up on your promise, Wolverine. Set us up with the one we want. Cable. Xavier came to speak with me today about the possibility of psychic aberrations or a technical malfunction with Cerebro. In Alaska, after the pale girl wrested control of Logan's mind and puppeted him into killing his teammates, the professor told me that he began a hunt of his own. I'll admit some jealousy at the sensation he must experience each time he places Cerebro over his head. I imagine the gentle quake that must run through his body, almost seismic, as he expands, a whole world growing inside him, a mindscape that he can travel to seek out each and every mutant. But here is what matters. When he searched for the one everyone calls the Pale Girl, he couldn't find her. She must derive her abilities from a different source, he concluded. But I am not so certain of this, and now neither is he. Sometime later, just this morning in fact, as he discussed tariffs and trade deals with the Quiet Council, he paused mid-conversation and stood up from his seat and looked east. Because there was a flicker. He described it as a static hiss in the space between radio stations. It lasted only a moment, but it was enough to come rushing to the fore of his mind. His fellow council members asked him what was wrong, and he said, maybe nothing, or maybe something. For a moment, just a moment, he felt plugged into what wasn't there before. It reminded me of Jean, he told me, except other. It was then that Xavier realized something that worried him deeply, something he scolded himself for not recognizing sooner. That is why he came to me. Russia, as a whole, is unavailable to him, like a section of the sky that carries no stars. What did this mean? Has the country killed off all its mutants? Or... Hello? 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 Yes, is this Agent Jeff Bannister in narcotics? Wait, did I call you or did you call me? I'm calling you from across the campus, here at Langley. Oh, weird, man. I just picked up the phone to order some pizza and there you were. My name is Dolores Ramirez and I work at the X Desk. The Sex Desk? We're investigating sex now? The X Desk. We're a special unit tasked with keeping an eye on the mutants. Huh, never heard of it. I'd say that's a good thing, except that I've left you several emails and voicemails. Huh, yeah, man. Not gonna get into the dirty details, but I'm chasing something right now. Something big, and it's become clear somebody's watching. So, I'm going old school. No computers, no phones. Except to order pizza. Now you're talking. You mentioned that you're chasing something big. I was wondering if we, the X Desk, might offer our assistance. Nope. Thanks, though. We understand that you're in touch with the mutant known as Wolverine, that you formed a kind of partnership. Who told you that? It's a two-way street, Jeff. You give me some information, and I'll give you some information. And we'll all be better off. Huh. Yeah. No. In fact, off. I'm gonna order an extra large pie stacked with ham and pineapple. Wherever we're docking, it's massive. A geography all its own. But it looks like it shares a zip code with Moscow. The Russians. They've built their own island, their own krakoa. I hear things from the Quiet Council secondhand through Jeannie. Everybody seems to think the non-treaty nations are fencing themselves off. But Russia's been doing the opposite. They think they're about to make away with a payload of krakoan petals. But we're here to deliver some unwanted cargo. You've all been wronged, and now we got a chance to make that right. And why do we need the human again? Right, I really prefer not to interact with Neanderthals. Jeff Bannister's good people, with the right idea. He knew somebody, maybe inside the CIA, was watching, listening. He shut down the pollen investigation unit officially, but unofficially continued it. No emails, no calls, no trust. We're taking his approach to the next level. Jeff doesn't know about what we're up to. This is a Trojan horse operation. You'll be packed into the hold with your sleeve with a psionic shield. We'll all remain undetected. We'll get to the heart of this operation, and then we'll kill it dead. If you think I'm going to travel steerage class, you are mistaken. Of course not, Your Highness. I got other plans for you. Do you realize what I've gone through? Do you realize how much skill and endurance it took to get us this far? First, I had to neurally harness all of Wolverine's broken, foul mind, which was equivalent to an archaeologist wading through a century of bathroom stall graffiti. And then I had to reconstruct and project a phantom version of his psyche and body for you to mess with. That's right, I played you at your own game of mental chess and conquered. I basically just won the Oscar, Nobel, and Pulitzer while executing a triple backflip, summiting Everest, and writing a Petrarchan sonnet about the second law of thermodynamics. Who's the Omega now, bitch? Ah! Storm, Pyro, find the lab, destroy the crop. Been thinking lately about all my different lives. About how awful and broken some of them have been. But I wouldn't be where I am today without all those broken pieces fitting together. Sometimes you need to break some to fix it. And I can't help but feel like they, what I guess Xavier would call my mutant family, have fixed me by giving me a chance. They're here because of me, because I asked them to come. And they came even though they know what I've burned down and torn apart in the past. But what I've done seems less important to them than what I could be. Thanks, pal. Logan, where are you going? To see if a ghost will bleed. You ain't getting inside me this time. I don't need to get inside you to control you. You think your friends are your strength, but they're your weakness. Don't move, man. Don't get any closer to her, or I'll do it. Bannister, she's in your head. I'll pull the trigger. Get away from my daughter. Your daughter? No, your daughter's sick. She needs her old man. My daughter? My daughter. She's going to be okay. You'll see her soon. You're going to be okay too, bub. I got you. We got work to do, you and me. Humans and mutants. Separate and together. Might have raised some hell today, but we're still a long way from winning the war. From the very beginning, Xavier predicted that Russia would reject mutant sovereignty. Because of this, he asked Colossus, Pyotr, Peter, Nikolovich Rasputin, to quietly gather any mutant citizens who wished to escape and ready them for extraction. A whisper network revealed their plan, and military forces set upon them. Those who escaped barely survived. Since then, little is known about Russia. As a non-treaty nation, it is in a state of exile. But instead of turning inward, it appears to have been quietly expanding its influence, economically, politically, militarily. There is something particularly disconcerting about 1, the standardized uniform of the troops aboard this vessel, and 2, the Soviet emblem, with its traditional sickle and hammer now offset by an X instead of a star. Though this is conjecture, it may imply a rival mutant society. The Flower Cartel, it is now clear, is not simply a criminal organization, but a government-sponsored organization that has been interrupting mutant trade routes and processing the petals into pollen for global distribution. This is not only an economic boon, it is an effort at destabilization. They are undermining the new geopolitical reality by turning the mutant's olive branch, petals, into a diseased crop. Their goal appears to be profiteering addiction, but within Russia's borders, pollen is being used as propaganda. Recently, a branch of the Order of X, a mutant-worshipping cult, died as a result of a bad batch of pollen, and it is now widely believed this was intentionally meant to inspire fearfulness and distrust of the krakoan source material. At this juncture, I have requested a sit-down with Colossus and Omega Red for both a debriefing on everything they know about their mother country and the possibility of joining a special task force. Logan. Yep. Hands out. You might have a healing factor, but she don't. I owe you many beers and many thanks. It's not like I grew the petals or nothing. You got us off the wait list for the medicine, You saved her life, not to mention mine. I see what you're doing there, man. What am I doing? You're deflecting. You're a deflector. You know what your problem is? You're so convinced you're bad. It gets in the way of being good. Don't play shrink on me. I saw you, with blood on your hands. The blood of your friends. That don't wash off. That ain't even the worst thing I've ever done. Remember, you're not the only one with bad memories. If I got over you being a monster, you can too. This guy, standing right here, that's the Logan I believe in. I'm hungry. Can you stop drinking beer and talking to your grumpy friend and take me out for pizza? Friend, huh? If he's my friend, then I guess he better come with us. On Pumpkin. I guess. Wolverine, this is Sage. The Quiet Council is demanding your immediate presence. Something about you going rogue and Magneto's helmet. Come on, everybody, my treat. Maybe we'll order the pizza topped with cigar butts and baby panda hearts. How does that sound? Logan? What are we supposed to do with it, Daddy? All right, really cool issue. This was an awesome arc over the first 3 issues of Wolverine's series, and I like the fact that they didn't tie it up completely with a neat little bow, but there were still lessons learned. There was still a lot of plot and narrative fleshed out to build upon. During this Trojan Horse mission to the Flower Cartel's sub-Death Star base, the whole bait and switch of Kid Omega and Wolverine was really well done. I was not expecting that. I love Kid Omega and Wolverine's dichotomy. They really play well off each other, and it's super funny. And I just realized that almost every issue, Kid Omega has died. He has died probably about 3 or 4 times already. I think that's going to keep happening to him, actually, which is crazy because he is an Omega. He's super strong. So you would think that he would avoid death more so than others. But hey, then again, Jean got killed too. But that was kind of like a really unexpected situation they found themselves in, having Wolverine turn on them. But really cool plan, except he just talks too much. Always talks too much. And speaking of talking too much, the way Wolverine ropes Kid Omega into this plan was by making an alliance with the Stepford Cuckoos. But the really scandalous and interesting thing is, what they wanted in return was for Wolverine to hook them up with the person that they really like, which is Cable. Now, this is funny because we already got an inkling of this in Marauders number 11, maybe. Kurt writing that letter to Kitty in her absence and her death. And he does mention that Cable is dating the Cuckoos in that letter. So this is a little bit out of order. So this obviously happened before Kate Pryde's murder, which I did mention in issue number 1. So this being like a special issue, I'll probably keep this format and sprinkle in the issues that might be out of chronological sequence. I'll just drop them in and not number them the same, like I have the X for Wolverines. The stories are still contributing to the overall narrative, especially this one. I do have Cable on the way, as well as giant-sized X-Men, Jean Grey and Emma Frost, which I haven't quite figured out how I want to present it because the issue is primarily wordless. It's all visuals for the most part. So I really want to create something special that stands out from what I've been doing for that issue. So that's something to look forward to, guys. Thank you to all my subscribers who are enjoying the content. And please, if this is your first time or second time or third time and you have yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, join the crew, and I'll catch you in the next issue.